channel.
And we're back at it again, folks. Another year of the May event 2024, May E24 to be short. And yeah, if you guys didn't get a chance to see our previous one, you guys should go ahead and check that out on our playlist. It's May E23. It will show you last year's whole big event. But let me explain pretty much some of the few things here. Or actually, you know what? Instead of me having to explain it from current, why don't I just explain it from my previous past? Here we go, class. Pressure Channel presents the May event. This is a special event where we have you guys, the voters, decide which fighters should go against in which category. So let me explain the basic rules of our event here. One, they're not always in particular order. Just have fun. This is just for fun. Everything I say is not a guarantee. There might be some arguments you guys might feel free to put down in the comment section below. Just be civil, where you might agree or disagree with me. Let's see, what else? Number two, this had to be voted in by you, the supporters. So we've been doing this for TikToks for months. So you guys voted in these characters to go against each other in this particular match. And lastly, this one, we usually on our channel, we do a beatdown episode where we have you guys have two different arguments and we don't have a real clear winner. We just base our argument on which one we think would win on which fight on our end. And you guys decide which one you think was the best by hashtagging it. This time, we're only basing the argument on no ties. It has to be one clear winner. So we're gonna make the argument on who should be the clear winner, and then you guys can decide whether or not it's actually good enough. Okay, civil? All right, let us begin. All right, now that we got a sum up of what exactly this event is about, now let's get into it. Now, normally we do have votes, but unfortunately we had a certain incident this year. A couple months ago, we had a few polls put out, and we were doing pretty well, but now apparently TikTok has changed certain policies, so now there are certain copyright issues when I put out videos that have anything related to like comic or DC or movies or anything like that. So not a lot of the viewers got a chance to vote and to make that vote, so I had to decide a few of them on my own. So next time we're just gonna do maybe like a live YouTube stream where I'm just going to place all the votes out there, let you guys know which ones you guys want to vote on, and then see who, you know, agrees with whichever ones. Or maybe I'll put out a video every YouTube to give you guys a chance to put it down in the comment section below. Whichever the case may be, we'll figure something out using YouTube, since apparently TikTok didn't save us this time. But moving on from that, and yeah, you guys like my suit? You guys like my outfit? You can give a special thanks to my brother and my brother's wife. Thank you guys so much for this outfit. I really appreciate it. I can't wait to use it on this event. That's why I saved it for this special occasion. So let's talk about the first matchup, which is going to be a gear match. Now, last year we had a gear match against Batman versus Iron Man. It was a heck of a fight, but all in all, you already knew who won that fight. Now we're gonna do another interesting one. In the voting polls, you guys voted these two in, and I had to also put some part in that as well. And this one it's gonna be an interesting one. So I'll be starting things off by introducing each of the characters' capabilities. From the Marvel Universe, a man considered one of the smartest people in the world. I mean, the man has his own country, but that's more money sense, but still counts as brilliance based on how he invested it. That man's name is Victor Von Doom. Right off the bat, this man was capable of reprogramming Ultron to become his servant. The same artificial intelligence capable of hacking an entire planet's technology, which means he can hack into others' equipment if it's a tech-based. The Doctor, not only for smarts, but for actually claiming himself an official doctor, as he performed surgery on the Hulk himself using an adamantium blade and successfully separating once and for all Hulk and Bruce Banner, which shows his superficial tools aren't anything to roll your eyes over. Tech genius, check. Surgical genius, check. But he couldn't be a brilliant engineer, no way. Oh wait, the man rebuilt Asgard's destroyer and harnessed Odin's force to control it. Oh snaps. He thinks just as fast as a supercomputer. He mastered sorcery. Let's talk about his suit of armor, strong enough to hold his own against the Hulk, capabilities of time traveling and teleportation. It siphons powers from powerful beings like the Incredible Hulk. Force field in its arsenal, with his force field being able to take a blast from, get this, Celestials. Cloaking feats, headpiece can access fighting patterns and search for possible outcomes. If that wasn't crazy enough, this guy has the original cross Jesus apparently died on, in order to keep Dracula and his minions at bay. He can crush diamonds, which, if you don't know, takes a lot to do. His blaster has the might to put down the Incredible Hulk. He can regenerate limbs, as he did so during a fight against Scar from the Hulk family. He has Doombot, and even summon monsters using his gear and sorcery. Conjure a spell to have you relive your worst nightmares. His suit can absorb powers from characters like, get this, Silver Surfer, the Watcher, and Galactus. No matter how you slice it, the man has so much gear to counter anything anyone might throw at him. And on this corner, representing DC Comics, the new god with the gear to back him up. Now, don't count his equipment out on this fight, carrying a variety of weapons himself, from his astro glider that can fly over space and possesses energy blast for those misbehaved bad guys. He comes a close second to Darkseid with his weapons, was able with his gear to rip Darkseid's heart out of his chest, able to wield this astro force, which takes a lot to do so. His suit can take him from Earth to the cosmos in a split second. Without his powers, he used his own intellect to recreate the new Genesis, capable of destroying or creating the universe. Using his astro harness, he's capable of harnessing the astro force as one heck of a blast. This astro glider was able to contain an oblivion bomb, can reality warp and protect itself from Darkseid's Omega beam. His blast powers have taken the likes of Starfire, Superman, Starro, and Dr. Fate himself. In theory, Orion could potentially blast away 400 or so billions of galaxies. Not enough for you? Well, how about this? Mother Box technology helps him restrain his full potential in rage. 1,000 years more advanced than any human tech possessed during this time. It can bind and unbind atoms. It can summon boom tubes, transmutation capabilities, energy and force field manipulation. It can heal people and provide gravity control, levitation and illusion casting, emotions control, phasing and telekinesis, even dimensional manipulation. Alright, so let's talk about, the pros on how there's a potential possibility of these characters winning against each other. Let's start off with Dr. Doom. So, Dr. Doom, for starters, his force field is something not to scuff at, considering the fact that he was able to take a blast from Celestials. So if he was able to take a blast from Celestials, that does say a lot when it comes to any kind of energy blast that Orion might be able to put on him in that sort of way. Another thing is that Dr. Doom is known to be a siphoner, which means he absorbs absorbs energy, which means he could potentially absorb Orion's astro force at some point, and he might be able to manage to deal with it without any hesitation whatsoever or breaking a sweat when he does that type of way. Another thing to also consider is that Dr. Doom is really smart. How smart? If you remember what I put in the information, he's kind of supercomputer smart. He's almost as fast as a supercomputer, which means he has the potential to do a lot in a microsecond compared to Orion. Orion is a new god, that's great and everything, but he hasn't gotten to be able to show his impressive intellect as much as Dr. Doom does when it comes to quick speed reaction time. A couple things also to add is that Dr. Doom has Doombots to help him with those extra pair of hands and assistance during a situation against a character like Orion if he needs to slow him down. Another thing is that his equipment is not just regular technology advance or techno advance, it's also magic based. He combines magic with technology in order to kind of create a superior, powerful weapon of suit of armor, which means that with his sorcery and his technology, he'd be very hard to overcome during a fight. And then I'll probably make this as my last point, is that Dr. Doom is capable of retrieving an item, a relic, anything that's a weapon from Darkseid's home base, grab that weapon and use that against Orion. Since Orion has been taken down by Darkseid before and some of Darkseid's weapons, there is a potential possibility that Dr. Doom is smart enough to figure out during a fight Orion's weaknesses. Remember, his suit is made out of some kind of way of counteracting his moves. So if he decides to throw something, his computer, Dr. Doom's computer helmet is going to be able to figure out how to counteract that move or how to use a strategy against it or pinpoint a weakness against that character, and then be able to teleport himself over to Darkseid's apocalypse world, grab one of those weapons, and then right at that moment when, let's say, hypothetically, Orion follows, he still will get attacked, take the full might of whatever Doctor Doom decides to grab as a weapon. Either way, he probably has this in the bag. Alright, so then now let's talk about DC Comics Orion and what he's capable of doing. So let's start off right off the bat, his technology, his tech weapons. His tech weapon is 1,000 years more advanced than human civilization. Now Doctor Doom is smart, but 1,000 years in technological advance smart? I don't know, maybe a couple hundred, but 1,000 years? Nah. You gotta give it to Orion's technology in that essence. It's gonna be impossible to overcome considering it's really right there as far as the advancement goes. Another thing is that let's say between the two, who's gonna create more of a threatening weapon? I'm gonna say Orion is. Let's say if they were both thrown out of their element and they were off their weapons and they had to go mano a mano and figure out another weapon to create. Orion's going to create a bigger weapon than Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom might be able to create some kind of force field or a gun or something like that, but Orion is able to create the New Genesis. You know what a New Genesis is? The New Genesis is an entire world that is, if blown up or used, it can actually destroy an entire multiverse, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Universe, but multiverse. Nonetheless, if it could destroy a cosmic scale threat, it's something to be not discussed. Another thing is Orion's New God weapons or New Genesis weapons. Keep in mind, it's right up there in the cosmic levels. Now, Doctor Doom is impressive, but he's had some difficulties facing certain characters during his time. Celestials at some point did penetrate that shield, which means Orion's cosmic weapons could do the potential same thing. And his Astro Force is nothing to scoff at. It's a universal threat level type of power, which means that if he manages to throw that might at Doctor Doom and Doctor Doom did not get a chance to siphon it, it is going to be screaming doom for Doctor Doom in that sense. A couple other things Orion's equipment can do. He can also heal himself. He can also kind of go in berserker mode where he just goes to another extreme level with his strength. So even if, let's say, his gear doesn't give him that extra boost, his crazy New God ability it'll give him that extra energy he needs in order to take Doctor Doom down in this fight. Ultimately, who would win this fight? I'm gonna give it to Doctor Doom. Why would I say that? He's a new god, you know. It's impossible to say that Orion would be able to beat Doctor Doom. Well, let's face facts. In the comics, Orion has been defeated by Darkseid. Now, Doctor Doom has defeated a lot more impressive characters in his time in the run in comics. On top of that, if you keep to mind, Doctor Doom has an Iron Man suit that is also magic based, and he used like advanced technology in order to make it really suit up. So if he brought that into the fight, it'd be a fighting edge in that sort of way. Another thing during a fight is, let's say hypothetically Orion takes off a piece of Doctor Doom's limb. In the comics, I believe it was Scar who cut one of Doctor Doom's limbs off during a fight, and he magically regenerated his arm. So even if he were to get that technology advantage, he still has the magic technology advantage in that favor. So he was able to regenerate his limbs. Magic is going to come in handy. It's that extra boost needed in order to take this character out. Since Orion just only has advanced technology and no magic base, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to say that Doctor Doom's got way more advantages. His suit can strategize better when it comes to certain fight strategies and all that stuff. He can regenerate a limb if he needs to. He's got magic along with technology in the combination. All that deadly combo gives him the ultimate W. And as always, No Press fam, we really appreciate you guys keeping it 400 subs. Peace. Shout out to all my content supporters. Not working together, but we like to give credit where credit is due. Ivan the Unstoppable for all the knowledge of comic feats, Watch Mojo for origins and for all the background videos, Comic Historian, Comics Explained, and key issues. Go ahead and check them out and tap into the world of comics by supporting other creators. Link to channels will be in the description below.